delay. We first thought that okay, let's wait for people, but like you rightly said, we'll begin. So welcome first of all, and thank you for taking out time to come here. And chronic kidney disease, unfortunately, if you ask people what disease you might be scared of, we may talk about diabetes, we may talk about high blood pressure, we may talk about anything, but chronic kidney disease. And so it's high time that we are sitting here, and I think most important stakeholders are sitting right in front of us. And through you, if this expert panel and their views can be shared with Aam Janta, at least they can protect and prevent those diseases, take care of their families. And so I see three most important things that will emerge from today's discussion, maybe awareness, how to diagnose the symptoms, and start suspecting that you go to a doctor, and then of course, effective treatment of the thing. For me, it's a personal and emotional issue also, as well as a professional one, because my mother suddenly had renal failure, and we didn't know anything that she had it 2 years back, and we couldn't save her. So she was on ventilator and she passed away due to both kidneys failed, and since then it became kind of a personal thing for me. And I don't want any other family to go through the same route if that can be prevented, and it's very much it can be prevented. So I was very happy to know that Imprimis Research and Advocacy actually decided on the eve of World Kidney Day to organize this roundtable, and Sanofi for sponsoring it very kindly, and Drug Today being the media partner who we will expect to reach out to public. So I wouldn't take much of time. I would, how I think we can conduct it is that we would introduce you our keynote speaker first. And since I'm very scared that he may get a call from his office and ask to be leave any time, so first when he speaks, then we'll introduce the panel, because the minds and the personalities are so strong that they need at least 2 minutes to introduce them. So we'll go there, and that's how I will tell you the topics that we'll conduct. So I don't like reading out of the script, but at least introductions I will have to, because big personalities I don't want to mess anywhere up. So we'll begin the roundtable with a keynote address by Dr. L. Swasticharan. He is the Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, and he'll share the government's perspective on CKD. He's currently the Chief Medical Officer with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and is in charge of National Tobacco Control Program and other NCDs as well. He has been working with the Directorate General of Health Services, which is the technical wing of the ministry, since 2006, and took on his present responsibilities about a year ago. Thank you, sir. Please.
I got the invitation about 2 weeks ago from Imprimis, that I was really keen to come to this, but we needed approval from the authority, so I got the approval yesterday. So I'm today in front of you. I'm indeed very lucky to be here amidst all of you who are luminaries in this field, whom Dr. Jory has just said that has become part of the furniture of kidney. That's a very good description, and I'm glad that I'm here. It's indeed my pleasure for this roundtable conference on the role of prevention in chronic kidney disease. When I took up this charge about a year ago, looking after other NCD, nobody defined what other NCD means. By default, one after another. Okay, like if there is thyroid, thyroid is never classified as to be looked after by one officer, so it goes to other. Other means me. Then kidney again, it came up, we have so many with kidney, then kidney, who is looking after? Other NCD. So it came to me, so I started looking after kidney. Then while we were reading through the proposal for the drug plan, which all of you have contributed for that, then I was, even though I am a medical graduate, I have a post-graduation in public health, but at the same time, something which you haven't looked at properly, you miss it throughout your life. Then you started focusing on other things. I was looking after disaster management. I was looking after, when there is a Sikkim earthquake, we see that, there are, say, 56 people being buried, you think it's a big disaster. Then I started looking after National Tobacco Control Program. Then I realized that, every day, it's like 10 jumbo days, packed with 300 passengers crashing every day. And that's a bigger disaster. Then I started reading through chronic kidney disease, and 1.5 to 1.75 lakh incidence rate of chronic kidney disease. Then I see another disaster here. So then, as I start speaking here, I can calculate exactly. One of my uncle is coming out from a dialysis center right now. So he has just finished a dialysis session, coming out, and he goes there 3 times a week, and he will be continuing to do that before he gets a transplant. So that's the plight of a family member having a CKD, chronic kidney disease, who has become in the end stage, who requires dialysis. So that is the plight of the family member having such a disease in the family. And I also know that he was diabetic, and he was also having some liver problem, then I had discussed with Dr. Jory, and he said, he has got a very advanced liver disease, and if at all he has to go for a transplant, he should go for both kidney as well as liver. But in such a situation, when we know that somebody was having diabetes, he could be heading towards CKD at a later stage of life, and he was a person who is, well-versed, literate, and he is a professor in law college, and he was somebody who could have been told so many things, but somehow we missed him, despite having a doctor in the family. We missed him. But this is a situation with us, so we can imagine the situation beyond us also in the community where you don't have doctors in the family, where you don't have facilities in the neighborhood, in the rural areas as well as in the urban areas. So the lineup today, I see that experts are going to deliver upon various topics ranging from kidney disease, its links with diabetes, then the surgeries that are available, making dialysis facilities available at affordable cost, because I understand that dialysis is it's a very costly matter, and the fact that it has to be continued throughout the lifespan that you want to, it's a very compelling force inside you also, because you know that if you stop it, you're going to die. So, you are caught in a dilemma whether to continue and for how long. And we also know that we have other experts who will be speaking on organ transplant, the various issues, and other who will be speaking on health insurance, like how to make these facilities available. These are all challenges which I understand for the last 1 year, which needs to be addressed. As I said, the incidence is quite a lot in such a way that it attracts the attention of the ministry. Our Secretary, the then Special Secretary, and now the Secretary of Health and Family Welfare is concerned. So we have had lots of expert group meetings where some of you, like your chairman from Ganga, was also there in many of the meetings. So we started debating many of those issues. Then some other reasons why we need to consider CKD seriously is that it's no longer an uncommon disease. We are sitting here, only 2 speakers have started speaking. And Archana has just started. She has somebody in the family, very close, somebody who is close to her mother. Then I was the second speaker, and I knew somebody who was coming out from a dialysis facility right now about 1 o'clock or so. So like that, I think if we do a raising of hands in this room, we would have known somebody or the other who has had dialysis in the past, or in the recent past or in the remote past. So this is a common disease. It's no longer uncommon. So we need to do away with the denial, saying that it's not going to affect me, it's not going to affect my family, because it's going to come, because the other risk factors of leading somebody to chronic kidney disease and needing dialysis, such as diabetes, is quite common in India. And we also know that this chronic kidney disease is something which we cannot, not something which we could not prevent or which we cannot treat. But the only thing is, when you treat it, you need lots of resources. You need money, you need centers, and you need ways and means of reaching to the center, and you need to continue with through an insurance or the government paying for it. So we have had many issues which we have already discussed, then we know that if somebody is affected by CKD, chronic kidney disease needing dialysis, he is at a position in life where he has got all dynamics changing. Like he is altered in his disease outcome. We know that the outcome, if you are not giving him a transplant, is not very good. And at the same time, we know that once he has got a situation where he has to undergo dialysis, his quality of life changes. The person who was earning so well, becomes so redundant, he makes the trips to the dialysis hospitals more than he goes to the office, his earning capacity decreases. And at the same time, if you don't get a donor, then the outcome becomes less unfortunate again. Many of you who are here are already aware of, as I told the expert group discussion that we had in the ministry. I would like to sit through the discussions here, then listen to each one of you and take back all the messages that you will be giving during the deliberations here and take it back to the ministry, and probably we may sit down again throwing up these questions that we have here, trying to find an answer for the population who would be having dialysis requirements or who are already having dialysis requirements. The challenges is big, but with all commitments from everywhere, that people from private sector, people from concerned organizations, people from the civil societies and big private hospitals and the hospital and the ministry and the hospital or the public sector, if all of us work together, I know that the problem is so enormous that if you try so much also, we may be able to make only a scratch in the management of chronic kidney disease. But I would like to end with a story that the boy was, maybe some of you know it, the boy was walking around the seashore trying to throw back the starfish coming up, brought up by the ocean waves one after the other. Then the adult was following that boy, and an adult with his adult mind says, what difference is it going to make? If you throw one, the sea is going to bring back another 1,000 in the next week. And the boy said, I don't know how much difference will I make, but this particular fish, it might make some difference to him. I'm giving him, a chance to live. Otherwise, if I leave it here, it's going to die. But if I throw it, he has a chance. So let us try to give a chance to people whom we all can, with all the efforts, combined efforts from all of us. With this, I would like to end this, and I would like to sit through the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. One thing that I can draw from what he said was that this disease touches more families and more lives than we can begin to imagine. And it's really appropriate and high time that we are having this discussion, and we would love to go into details, because prevention is always better than cure. It doesn't mean that treatment doesn't require much of an importance here. So let's now, I thank you for assuring that you will try to remain here as long as you can, and your interest was very evident when we were talking even before that. So I'll introduce the panelists to you, and in no certain order. And apart from that, two requests that I would request all the expert speakers to please consider is that 7 to 8 minutes each would be very nice, and I think people won't forget any of what you say. And second, that if we are not speaking, if we keep our mics on mute, so that would be nice. I mean, that's allowed. So just put on the speaker when it's required and put it off. So I'm honored to first of all introduce Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who is the additional professor of nephrology at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in Delhi. He is an alumni of AIIMS, having completed his MBBS, MD in medicine and DM nephrology from this reputed institution. He has over 50 research publications with his credit. Dr. Gupta's main interests lie in renal transplantation and topics related to nephrology. Today he will be speaking on causes and management of CKD. Another esteemed panelist we have with us is Dr. Dinesh Dhanwal. I have had the privilege and honor to work with him on another disease, which was thyroid, and create you brought government's attention to that underdiagnosed, undiagnosed section, and especially when women are being affected so much. And what he did actually is, or may very soon result into a major policy change, at least for the Delhi government, and he is still leading a kind of pan-India research on that topic as well. He is currently the professor of medicine and head of endocrinology at Maulana Azad Medical College and associated Lok Nayak and GB Pant hospitals in Delhi. Dr. Dhanwal is well-known teacher, researcher and clinician with more than 50 publications to his name as original articles, reviews and book chapters. His main areas of interest are diabetes in youth, metabolic bone disorders and rare disease. And I would like to add thyroid, even if it's not written over there. Okay, I didn't know that. That's okay. I mean, common man's language we need. Today he'll be speaking about link between diabetes and CKD and highlighting diabetes risk profiling. I would also like to welcome Dr. Harsh Johari to this roundtable. Dr. Johari doesn't need an introduction, but he is the chairman and senior consultant for the past 23 years with the Department of Renal Transplant Surgery at Sir Gangaram Hospital. He has been the pioneer in starting successful renal transplant surgery programs at the government registered hospitals. He has to his credit more than 3,500 renal transplants. Dr. Johari is an active member of various expert committees in the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and is an acknowledged expert in the field of ethics and law in organ transplantation. He will be speaking on renal transplant surgery and its cost and also highlight the dilemma about kidney transplant versus CKD patients. Now I would like introduce to you Mr. Alok Khetri of Sanofi India, without whose support I don't think this would have been a success. Mr. Khetri has also been a part of Sanofi India since the last 26 years and has held increasingly responsible positions in sales and marketing. He is currently Senior Director CNS, Emerging Markets and Super Speciality Renal Transplant Oncology and Biosurgery in India. He also handles overall operations of Sanofi in Sri Lanka and Nepal. He will be sharing key industry insights with us and presenting the role of healthcare industry in access to treatment and patient awareness, which I think is a very important thing because healthcare industry, especially the pharmaceutical industry, should be taken as one of the bigger stakeholders when we talk about any disease management. Ladies and gentlemen, I am again pleased to introduce you to Mr. Aseem Garg, who is the founder and CEO of DCDC Kidney Care. He has pioneered the concept of specialized dialysis care in India. He comes from IIM Bangalore and worked with the National Kidney Foundation of Singapore before starting his company. DCDC Kidney Care launched one of the first ever standalone dialysis centers in India in 2009. He would be sharing his insights about increasing the reach of dialysis among the people and making it affordable for the poor, exactly what you pointed out earlier. Then we have, I see that Dr. Sunil Kumar Jain has joined us, who is currently the Chief Pharmacist with AIIMS, Delhi. He has been associated with the institute since 1978. He is an active life member of IPA, IHPA, IPGA, ISTE and Indian Pharmacological Society, IPS. He has chaired, co-chaired as well as acted as a member of various committees of many professional conferences. Dr. Jain will be discussing today the safer use of medicines with a focus on drugs available for patients of CKD. He will also be talking about the role and importance of diet and exercise in containing the disease, which is the main topic of today's prevention, concentrating. Dr. Jasuja hasn't joined us still, so we can move. Mr. Sanjay Jain, who has been designated as senior advocate by the Delhi High Court since the year 2005. He has given his opinion and advice to various government departments such as the Ministry of Health and respect of CGHS contracts with private hospitals. He is also a committee member of the Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Amendment Bill 2008. Today he will be speaking about the regulations and laws related to kidney transplants in India and the way forward, without which again the vision of this expert panel won't be possible. So it's a very important and relevant topic for today's discussion. And in the end, but definitely not the least, I'd like you to get introduced to Dr. S. Vijay, who currently heads the claims division of Religare Insurance. He has over 7 years of clinical experience at leading institutions such as Vimhans Hospital in New Delhi and Myote Hospitals at Chennai. He also has a lot of experience in the health insurance domain, including 4 years with the claims and network divisions of the ICICI Lombard General Insurance. He'll talk to us today about the role of medical insurance in life of patients and how it helps them and their families tide over their health crisis. So, Dr. Gupta, if we can please invite you to take the first subject.
Well, good afternoon everyone, and first of all I would like to thank Imprimis for inviting me to taking part in this Care for Your Kidney Roundtable Conference. I will be actually speaking on a chronic kidney disease. Before actually I dwell on the subject, I think I'll let you know kidney is a very vital organ. It is actually situated in the middle of our body. It is actually paired organs, and each one of them weighs around 150 grams, and the main function is to keep the milieu interior of the body constant. By this I mean basically fluid, electrolytes are maintained in the body by the help of kidney. The toxins are removed from the body, and some hormones are also produced which help in making of say RBCs, hemoglobin, I mean that's what it is done, and blood pressure is also maintained. So these are the things which probably are done by the kidneys. The kidneys disease is quite prevalent. I will say nearly 10% of the population has some form of kidney disease. I will not say significant problem, but just 10% of the population has some form of kidney disease. You can actually see that with shares on 1 billion population of our country, so maybe around 10 crores. But then the one which requires say dialysis or renal transplantation, that is one which is around 0.1% prevalence is there, which roughly translates into 10 lakhs patients are as of now in India are requiring dialysis or bleed transplantation, and each year to this pool nearly 1.5 lakhs patients get added to it. So that's where 1.5 to 2 lakhs patients get added to this pool of dialysis requiring. So you can understand the problem of kidney diseases in our country. Recently there has been a classification. I think I'll just tell you briefly about the classification of a chronic kidney disease. Staging has been done, which basically is depend upon the kidney function deterioration and kidney damage present in the damage present. As per the definition, this the chronic kidney disease is actually defined as a kidney dysfunction, decline in function, or kidney damage which is persisting for at least 3 months, and it should have some implications on the health. The normally person, the way we actually measures the kidney function